Welcome to the Creative Masterminds podcast,
Yeah. What's happening?
Fire Podcast. You already know who you got in the house. You have Sean Breeze, Indie House, and you also have,
Cast Thrive. What's happening, y'all?
yes, sir. And you know how we do. We start with our week in review, and then we hop into our subject. Today's subject is developing successful habits. And I'll say, willing your way to your destination. I think that'll be a good additional topic to it. And so,
Most definitely.
we usually do. We start with Cass with his week in review. Cass, go ahead and tell us what you got done this week.
Yes, sir. We did the collab track.
Yep.
So we
Fire.
put that down. You sent that beat over. I laced it with the vocals.
Thank you.
And been on making some beats. I actually got to send you something. I'm gonna lay a hook on it, but send you something to continue our collaborations.
Cool.
And it was a tough week, man. I talked last week briefly about my grandma Betty Jean, and so she passed last Thursday, which was tough. I don't want to get choked up, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it. But we my family, we'd appreciate your prayers and everything. But she did pass 91, and so that was kind of tough, and so just got things done, willed my way through, like what we were talking about, willed my way through the week. We're here, and it's just a blessing to be here. And also, I'll take that as it's motivation because she was 91 years old, which is a blessing. Lived that long, and she went through a lot. She was born like in 1928, so she went through, the racism, all of those tough times, and she was a woman herself, a Black woman. So that's, two strikes against her right there. And she was a phenomenal woman and is a phenomenal woman because she lives through us and our family. And it's just, I want to say it's an honor to have her blood flowing through me, through my kids, and, for the next generations to come, because she's like a patriarch of our family. So love you, Grandma.
Much love to your family, man. Condolences. I know I said that off the camera, but
Yes,
much
sir.
love to your family, man. For real, man. It's funny. Not funny, but I was thinking about what you said about you using is instead of was. It made me think about Guru, not Guru. Guru. From Gangstar. Guru and DJ Premier. DJ Premier. He says that he purposely always say is. Like he doesn't believe like in the whole was thing. He was this, he was that. He say is just to acknowledge that they are, they're still existing, but just in another room. And so,
right, I like that. That's game.
absolutely, man, I rock with that. For me, like Cass said, we did a collaboration. I sent him over a beat for a remix, a song called MLK. At least that's a tentative title at this moment. It's called MLK. I worked on the song like before I took my vacation to San Diego. And then I went on a break from music because my wife made me basically. She ain't even say any words. She just looked at me crazy when I opened up my laptop. Like, for real? I'm like, okay, you're right. So
This quality time. This quality time. What you
yeah. So basically, when I got back from the vacation, I just worked on that track. Mixing it and make sure that the vocals sound good. I got to the point where I actually really like love the track for sure. And I said, it'd be dope. I have to have Cass Thrive and also the homie Jeremy on the track too. So create the remix for it. So I got your vocals on the actual track, and I need to add Jeremy vocals. I kind of gave myself a break from the track because I've been like playing it like on nonstop repeat over and over and over. And like any engineer or artist know, like at some point you kind of almost get tired of the song. Like, all right, I'm kind of tired of it. Like, you tired of hearing it. And so I kind of took a break from just getting my ear like some rest, and I started to work on like a couple of other different tracks, like two other tracks really, where I have both the chorus and the verse laid out. And for one track, the beat is done. The other track, I have to still continue to build the beat around my vocals. But I'm going to take your approach, Cass. You spoke about it last week about like putting together like a 3-track type of like a project. I think you spoke about that last week. But it kind of came to mind like, well, yeah, I got 3 tracks that I'm kind of working on, or 1 track that's finished, 2 tracks that's almost done, And why don't I just like finish the 2 tracks up, focus on those things, and then kind of make it like an EP and put that out. So I'm gonna take your
Package it up, right?
yeah, I'm gonna take your approach on that. I think the tracks are diverse. I say yeah, diverse in a way where they sound different, but I feel like they all have the same tone. Like they both are very melodic in a way where I say I want to kind of say emotions, but I let the people decide when I put it out. So anyway, I've been working on those things. Baby is doing really, really good. He's growing. He's giggling now, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm up here like tickling him. He up here doing his little
yeah,
chuckling and everything. So that's pretty cute. Family's good. Everything's good on my end. Just trying to make sure that I maintain my focus and say, keep willing myself to my end goals or to my goals in general. So
yeah,
let's go
yeah.
ahead and hop into the subject, which is developing good habits. So this subject was inspired by LeBron James and his TV show that he has on HBO called The Shop
Hmm.
Uninterrupted, and he spoke about like the times where he would experience moments of doubt, moments of yeah, just moments of doubts where he doesn't believe in himself to the fullest. And he talked about how him developing successful habits or him developing good habits himself has helped propel him through those moments.
Yeah,
And I really do believe that, and I feel like that's something I've been working on. I feel like I'm in a mode where I'm training for my blessings. I tell this to my wife all the time, that you have to train for your blessings. Like you have to, like for instance, like I have on my wall that I want to sign the TDE, and so I was listening to an interview with some members of the TDE. They talk about what they look for in a person who they want to sign. They want to look for a person who, of course, is talented, but also has a good work ethic.
hmm,
So all this stuff doesn't start like whenever you sign to a record label, right? Like it starts now. Like me developing my talent, me working hard every day. It's going to eventually, whenever I get that phone call from TDE or Dreamville, it's going to translate whenever I get into the studio with them, because I developed this habit of working how I work right now. And so I'm focused on like really creating a lifestyle of sorts. I forgot who said this. I think it's like some Instagram dude talked about how like you need to develop like a successful lifestyle, and that all goes into like developing good habits. And so that's what inspired the topic for today. So yeah, man, I've been really focused on like just developing, just getting things into a routine, like of course, like exercising, coming back and making sure that I'm eating good. Like I'm drinking my smoothies, my fruit smoothies, and then hop into the studio and make some tracks,
yeah,
dip out of the studio right quick, hang out with the fam, dip back into the studio, make some more tracks, dip out for the fam, doing that thing over and over, just really making sure that I develop a lifestyle for myself. So whenever the blessings do come, I'll be prepared for them. So, Cass, how do you feel about that topic? Right there.
most definitely, man. That's and just to think that LeBron James, the height of success that he's at, he still has doubts
Mm-hmm.
and all those type of things, which we would think, but you know he's so great at what he does. You might think that it's just smooth sailing for him. He just
Mm-hmm.
wake up, lace him up, go dunk on somebody, which
Mm-hmm.
he could do. But
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
but it's also that mental aspect of it. Like it's that fight within ourselves. It's like that question, like, oh, or are you really living up to your gifts and who you are, or whatever that critic that rises up,
Mm-hmm.
and what we have to overcome, that
Mm-hmm.
the voice or whatever, that doubt. So that just was a solid point, that he even has that, even those at the top of their game, Jordan and all those,
Mm-hmm.
Brady, you know. So I think it's really important, man, to within ourselves, to prepare ourselves by going over these, the routine over and over again. So when it's showtime, it's like muscle memory.
Exactly.
Because, like, who was it? Kobe. I think they said he shot over like 10,000 shots. I don't know. That might be. I think it was a lot. It's a lot of shots a
I'm pretty
day.
sure. I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm pretty sure. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
yeah.
that's true. I'm pretty
So,
sure.
so why is that though? Because when it's showtime, that's only 10,000. That's 10,001 shots. That's not just
Mm,
one game winning shot. He's already shot over 10,000 shots throughout the week, 50,000 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
mm,
it's that routine, that repetitive um, preparation. That's what gets us to success, gets us to overcome the roadblocks, the detours that we got to take, and the challenges. And really, we want challenges
mm,
because it lets us see who we are and exactly how good we could be.
mm.
If we like video games, if we only win on easy mode, then we'll never know how good we actually could be. And really, it's like, it's sabotaging ourselves. You got to move up to the hard. Those levels are for us to step it up. You know what I'm saying? To start somewhere and then gradually grow. And that's part of the preparation. That's part of, growth. And that's what we all should be about, like growth. Like I use that the emojis with the speaking and then the little
Oh
plant.
yeah, 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 yeah,
That's like
yeah.
speaking life, like growth. We want to speak growth, speak life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I can go on and on about the,
No,
you
that's
know. So
absolutely true. It's funny you said that because I was like playing video games with my nephew Nico,
yeah,
and we were playing Spider-Man actually, and so he's like 7. I think he's like 7.
well, my sons are gonna
Um,
be jealous. They
yeah,
want that.
yeah, yeah, and it's a fun game. And
Yeah,
so I was playing the game with him, and he basically whenever he gets to a hard part, he'll pass me the controller, right? And so I did it the first time, like okay, I played for him, but then the subsequent times I'm like, nah, man, you do it yourself, and he kept
yeah,
getting frustrated, like, oh, it's hard, it's hard. Like, yeah, it's gonna be hard. Like, this is your second time playing the game. It's okay. Keep doing it over and over. You know what I'm saying? Kept failing over and over. Like, hey, it's okay. Keep doing it.
yeah,
Look at you getting further and further. Look at you. Keep doing it over and over. And so I just bring up that point, like, as adults, we kind of tend to do those things as well. Like, we kind of look at something and be like, oh man, it's kind of difficult. I don't want to, and kind of almost take the escape route. Like, no, you got to face it, go at it, and be prepared to fail, and be okay with with failing, and I understand that that challenge is there to really show you your weaknesses that you need to fine tune and develop. And so
right,
once you fine tune those weaknesses and develop those things and really kind of overcome your problem areas, you will be able, you will be very satisfied with yourself once you show growth and see your growth as well. Like I can say that for sure with rapping. I remember like, for a while I would come up with bars that were, I would say, like generic bars. Like, like I realized that rappers who don't have nothing to say, they kind of have the generic bar like riding in the coupe, bad girl staring. Look at me, my diamonds glaring. Like just very generic bars. Like what? Like it's like, what are you saying? Like who cares about chicks staring, glaring? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like what are you saying with your music? And so after I realized that some of my music like wasn't really like lyrically saying anything, I started to focus on like, you know what, I need to start saying stuff. I need to start listening to people like J. Cole. I need to listen to people like Logic or Words to 5 9, all these dope lyricists who say things in a dope way, and study them and really develop that, really overcome my weakness and not saying anything that's important. And I feel like I have overcome that. I feel like very proud of the track that I did, the MLK track, because I feel like every word is saying something that's important.
yeah,
At least to me, I feel like it's not, there's no fluff bars, because there were like points where I recorded where there was like some fluff bars, and I was going to keep them like, nah, man, I gotta do better. I gotta challenge myself to really push this song to the max. And so I made sure that I fine tuned my lyrics and make sure that everything that I said had a point and a reason, and that it wasn't just fluff. And so, and I feel very good about that. I just tell that story to encourage others to like, yeah, man. Whenever you are challenged, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that challenge. step up to that challenge, and you will be happy one day when you see that you have grown to overcome some of your weaknesses. And so, and then like you'll get to a point where you look forward towards like just challenging yourself, because every time you challenge yourself, you will identify a weakness, and then you'll be able to fine tune that weak point, and then you become stronger. And so, yeah, man, challenges are a good way to really identify how you want to grow in life, for sure, I would say.
Yeah, man. And, challenges, they make us better. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like with us overcoming it, and it's an opportunity to get better. Like you said, it's a challenge to strengthen our weakness and to think in a different way. We're thinking everything's going to go a certain way down
Hmm.
this path. It doesn't. So we got to take another way.
Hmm.
We got to find a way to still get to where we're trying to go, to our success. And,
Hmm.
we're going to learn some things along the way.
Hmm.
It just makes us a better person. So we shouldn't be, afraid of challenges. And, like what you're talking about with your nephew, my son's like, all kids do that,
Yeah.
and they they try to take the easy route to have their parents do it for them.
Hmm.
So I try to train them like, no, you do it. Like we we like challenges. I tell them, reiterate it to them, like you're gonna push through this and try your best to do it on your own.
Hmm.
And I'm there to help you and all that, but you're gonna try it. You're
Hmm.
not gonna not try.
Exactly.
That is
Mm-mm.
unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's one thing I will not.
Abs-
You can fail, you can mess up, because that happens. That's life. And you'll learn from it. But just to not try and just to be like, oh, it burns me. Me and my son, we get into it. Yeah, we get into it when he start whining like, oh, and not wanting to do it. That's when I get on him.
Hey, yeah.
Wifey, she'd be like, oh no, he's a
Mm-mm.
we're raising princes, kings, you know what I'm saying, queens, all that. We fight through it, we try, and we find our way through it, but we don't just quit or not try at all. Nah.
You have to, man, because like, where else will they learn that? Like, we can't count on the school system to teach them that. We can't count on like some random stranger to be like, "Hey, man, you stay focused and keep doing it." Like, no, we the ones that they are interacting with majority of the time.
Yeah.
And so it's on us to ensure that they establish positive, great habits for themselves. Like, challenging yourself is something that you should make a habit. A person should make that a habit to challenge themselves, and just really find just love it too. Like, it's like weird. It's like I'm actually loving it. Like, I'm loving like this process. I'm just loving the fact that, all right, things aren't the greatest of the great or how I would want them to be, but it's okay. And I'm gonna continue to push, and I'm gonna continue to will my way to my end goal. And that's the weird thing too, like, because I kind of think sometimes like, all right, what's gonna happen like whenever I get what I think will make things cool, which I know, at the end of the day, it won't make things cool. So I try to make sure that I put myself in the mind state where I'm like, it's like a continuous path where it's not like an end goal, but I do have like at least a landmark that I want to get to, so I can feel somewhat comfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, like yeah, you have to be a person who is not afraid to challenge yourself, because challenges will like really reveal your weaknesses, and like I said before, which you can identify your weakness and then improve upon that, for real. So
Yeah, and back with the kids, man, they got the try trophies and all that,
yeah,
where they don't even, nah, we
that's
ain't
crazy.
accepting
Yeah,
none of that
it's
bull
crazy.
crap.
That's
No, you either
crazy.
win or you don't. You got to go
Yeah,
back to the gym. You got
yeah.
to, back to the drawing board and get better
Hmm.
and, earn it. That's the thing. Like this generation, across the board. And I won't say just
Yeah.
this generation, just some people, their mindset is, they want something handed to them, or they don't,
Hmm.
see the value in earning something. That's
Hmm.
like roll your sleeves up, get the job done. That's what it's about. That's
Hmm.
what we are supposed to do as human beings and all that, and help others and whatnot and all that. But you want to earn it, because that right there lets you know that if it comes down to it again, you can earn it again. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely. It's funny, like I had like a random thought. It was like a while ago too. I had a thought like, man, what if I won the lottery? I think I would be like so disappointed because like I would want to like attain my
you don't want to
wealth.
earn it
Like,
that way.
yeah, I want to attain my wealth through like hard work and like be like, yeah, I built this. You know what I'm saying? Of course,
Yeah.
that maybe some people may say like, all right, that's like part ego, but I don't really care. I feel like it's like it's value. Like it's I guess like the weird, like a funny type of side story. Like I remember I was playing 2K last year, right? And my homeboy was like playing with me. Like that's not pause that. That sounds crazy. My homeboy was playing 2K, and he had this character, his created character, right? And so he took the route of actually buying like attributes for his character, and he wanted
Yeah.
me to do the same thing. I said, nah, I'm gonna actually grind for it. So in the video game. So that's the type of
That's
mindset that I have.
crazy.
So I ended up like, getting on the controllers, and just playing the game over and over and getting myself up, getting my weight up and everything. And so me doing that allowed me to really beat him easily, even though my character would have like a smaller rating than his. But me working and making sure that I developed my strengths in that video game, I still was able to beat him he was like 80 something. I'd be like a 79 and still beat him because I decided to work at it and not just like buy points just to get the attributes. But like, yeah, so another it's like a
Folks,
side
you
story.
telling me folks is out here buying jump
Yeah,
shots? Know what you
yeah, yeah. It's man, it's a racket. It's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
This the video game world. That's a racket. It's crazy how much money people are spending on video games. Like it's
You
no
want that
more.
first step? It's gonna be
Yeah,
$5.
yeah,
$5.
exactly. Exactly. Like, there's no more 59.99 games and that's it. It's like 59.99 plus you gotta
Yeah,
buy points for this thing and you want to buy shoes for this character. Like what the heck? It's crazy.
yeah,
But that's what people are doing nowadays. People want to pay for things, but which is if you got it, you got it. But I like to get mine from the mud, grind, 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 grind.
yeah.
You just like because you just get like priceless, priceless lessons that you learn during that process. Like this, no, this is separating from the video game, but it's like just going through like challenges in general. Like you
Right.
just get priceless lessons, and that's what made people like who grind and get that million or a billion, whatever, and they lose it somehow. They're able to get it again because they already know they have the knowledge already. They just may have made like a misstep and then lost the money, but they have some certain knowledge that they have, which will help them attain at least the same amount that they had before, or if not more. Because they learned those lessons by going through the grind. And so, yeah, man, go through that grind, man, and learn those lessons, man.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of why, back to the lottery, like that's why a lot of people that win the lottery, they lose their mind, they
Yep.
lose their money. Some, you know, end up, even worse than that and
Yep.
all that because you hadn't gone through the process of gaining some and some gradually getting to a million or whatnot. You haven't went through that process, so you get thrown a whole bunch
Mm-hmm.
and you don't even know how to handle that because then you
Exactly.
got family members, you got others, this and that, whatever it may be, all these different things come your way that you've never experienced and you haven't been trained because you gradually
Mm-hmm.
got to that
Mm-hmm.
amount. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So yeah,
Exactly.
it can be a blessing or a curse,
That's
depending
true. I
on.
mean, yeah, that go back to like having those habits. Like they didn't develop successful money habits to even maintain
Mhm.
that money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they get that money, and I see most people try to like finesse it by like saying, "All right, I'm gonna live off of fixed income," which is cool. But the thing is, like, all right, it's only gonna work for so many, like not so many years. Like it may work until that person dies, but like, wouldn't the purpose of you getting all this money? Wouldn't the purpose be like you wanting to make it last over generations? That's what my end goal would be. And
Yeah.
so like and you not having that money consciousness on how to like make money like expand or like invest money and make money multiply, it's gonna just lead you to having that money run out eventually. And then when that person dies, his family who more than likely have poor spending habits will take the money and end up buying Ferraris and try to live out like a MTV BET music video. or YouTube video. Okay, because kids nowadays don't watch MTV or BET, so people may see like make a music video in general. So
Yeah. They'd
yeah,
be like,
man,
what?
habit.
MTV? What? What are
MTV.
you?
Yeah. I want my what's the same? I forgot. I want my MTV now. I forgot the name. The same, but yeah, people, nobody watch. I don't think nobody watch TV. No, I don't like traditional TV. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like those habits matter, man. So like, just back to the point, man. Develop those habits. Develop successful habits. Spending habits, work habits. Spending time with family habits. Like I developed a family habit of like making sure that we take trips so we can disconnect from our current world and then reconnect in somewhere else. And that's like our trip that we did last week was like one of the best trips that we did. Just coming together as a family. It was just like very beautiful. So like, yeah, man, habits matter, and always just be mindful. Let's go back to self-awareness. Just practice self-awareness and be mindful of the habits that you're doing nowadays that's not really helping you and assisting you to become the best version of yourself. You have to be very mindful of that for sure. Habits
Definitely,
matter.
man. Yeah, and with that, it's like it's management of time, because
Yep.
with those habits and all that, that is making a good use of your time. So we definitely want to be, aware of our time and how we use it, because when you're making good habits, good routines, then that means that you're using your time. You're using it in a good way where it will benefit you, because that's planting. You're planting seed time. Yeah, seed time in the in as a seed. So
Mm-hmm.
the time that you're using is a seed. You're using it for that habit, for whatever it may be, whatever that whatever it is, is it, if it's reading a book or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, however you're using that time, the value that it will create over
Mm-hmm.
time, it will produce a plan. It will produce, something that will produce some value for you
Exactly.
in that
Exactly.
situation. So that's why it's important. Our habits, that involves us using good time management,
Mm-hmm.
and blocking off that time, writing it down, scheduling in. You want to schedule in like your time and
Mm-hmm.
block it in, if not writing it down mentally, but you want to have a good idea of when you're going to have this time blocked in to get things done that you really want to do, that's going to reach you or get you to your success. And you know pretty much where you reach your purpose. I always say that, the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I always go back to that because that's what's important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, absolutely true. Like, because when I hear you say like, it's seed time, it's like
Mhm.
essentially investing. Like it's all this
Right.
like it's like upfront investing. I call it no, well, it's not really sweat equity, but it's like it's what time that you're putting in that you're investing that you don't see like the monetary return or the returns or the blessings at this very moment, but
Right.
in the future it's going to come. It's going, it's like a compound effect. You got to build these things up, and then after a while, you go have your big, I said like almost like a snowball. I guess like snowball effect. This big, whatever, and your big thing that you working towards will end up come to fruition, just over time, and that's where patience come in. You have to be very patient, practice patience with yourself, especially like if you're trying to change a habit. Like I'm trying to change the habit of like not getting things back to people in a timely fashion, or like in a fast fashion. So like it's a work in progress. Like sometimes I'll do it, sometimes I nail it, like I put things together and send it back, and other times I'll be like, damn, like a week go by or 2 weeks, whatever, and then like I won't get things back to people in a timely fashion. So it's a work in progress. You have to be patient with yourself. It took years for you to develop these bad habits, so it's gonna take some time for you
Right.
to break them. And
Yeah,
so, and that's okay. The victory is you being aware of your bad habits, and the victory is you being active and trying to break those bad habits. And then the ultimate victory is you breaking that bad habit and replacing that bad habit with something that's more productive for you. So,
for sure,
yeah.
man. And I saw a Bill Belichick quote. I don't remember exactly, as it was as he said it, but it was pretty much like, to be great, you have to put in the work now and sacrifice the early reward. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna, you don't do it for a reward now. You put in that time, you put in that hard work now, and it will come later. Like for those things that that are really valuable, that really we really want to achieve. It's not going to happen up front. It's not going to be that early return. Just like with music or producers and stuff. A lot of the time, you put in that work, you do stuff for free
Mm-hmm.
starting out, and then eventually, it will come. That return will come from the hard work, from the focus, because it's that consciousness, the focus to get it done. You have to be focused and in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and in the present, working hard, and then it will come, all of that. And, you'll be in a totally different mindset, a mind frame, a totally different part of your life. And that's when the harvest, the blessings, you know, the produce will come.
Exactly. So that's why it's very important to keep your focus on the end goal and the destination as to like where you want to go. And keep in mind that the destination not should not be like your ultimate destination. It should be like a more like a milestone that you want to
Right.
hit, and then make sure that you have a milestone after that. Otherwise, you have the mentality that lottery mentality that I think people have, where they feel like, all right, once I get this, I'm good. And that's the
One big hit.
biggest, yeah, that's the biggest farce ever. That's a big
One,
lie, very big lie. Because I had some moments in life like I thought like, all right, soon as I leave this job, it's good. Like nah, it's
yeah.
even more stressful out in this entrepreneurship world. But it is what it is. So like you gotta just stay focused and like always anticipate the next obstacle, and stay, so you can stay light on your feet, and yeah, man, embrace the challenges, yeah, for sure. And I want to go ahead and transition into like, willing your way through challenges, and just the importance of that, like, and the fact that like you will have those times, those trying times where you want to quit, you want to give up, where you're like, man, what am I doing this for? Like, where's the blessings coming from? And like the storm, basically. And so, and like we all experience it. We all experience that, and the difference between people who are successful and not are is the fact that they were able to will themselves through those trying times. And so
Mm.
yeah. So how do you feel about that, Cass?
Yeah, man, that boils down to fighting through the quit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not gonna quit no matter what. I'm gonna fight through this. I'm here. I'm gonna get there, and it's gonna be obstacles. It's not gonna be easy, and it's gonna be better because it's not gonna be easy. Like the challenges and all the things, obstacles that I make it through. Once I'm there, I'll be able to look back and be like, again, I really earned this. And I mean, it strengthens our will. It
Mm-hmm.
strengthens our belief in ourselves, our rapport with ourselves. Like, we want to have that where we can, that trust of ourselves. Like, hey, if I'm put to the test, if I have
Mm.
to face this, I know I can get through this because, I did this. It's like uh, a, a kid, or like, so if somebody like breaks their leg or whatever for the first time they break something, they're like, oh man, like, it's tough throughout that first process, but it heals even stronger wherever the break was. The bone will heal even stronger. They'll kind of
Mm.
callus over, so it's even stronger. And if they just so happen to break a bone again, they know they can get through that, and it's not the end of the world. That just came to my mind, that that thought process right there. But that's pretty much it. Willing ourselves through to get there, and how do we do that? Self belief and not quitting, knowing that we're
Mm.
going to make it through there no matter
Mm.
what.
Mm. Absolutely true, man. Self belief is very important. Knowledge of self is very important. And understanding like your gifts and your powers and what you can do and what you can do. And also, I often reflect at times like where I experienced hardship in the past, where I have to fight through, and just remind myself like, hey, man, you got through that, you can get through this. And so, and yeah, remind yourself of who you are, like like Simba. You know, what I'm saying this only comes because we rewatched Lion King last night.
Hmm.
But you know, like the very important part in the movie is like when Simba was reminded of who he was. Like, oh, I'm Simba, Mufasa's son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He remembered where he came from, who he was, and what he's about. And that's very important. You have to define that self for yourself. You have to know who you are, know what you're about, and know what you can accomplish, and keep that in mind at all times. That way, whenever you do experience adversity, you can recall upon that, and then be like, you know what, I am Sean Breeze, son of Dale Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? I can get through this. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And so, yeah, for sure. Like, know yourself, have belief in yourself, and know that, you know, with your will you can get through anything. And the thing is, like, whenever you go through challenges, like, your will get tested, and the more challenges that you do, your will get stronger. It's like a muscle. Essentially, it's like you just keep on going, keep on pushing, keep on fighting. And like, I feel like I'm at the point where I'm like, my will is like, man, f this, I'm gonna get it. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. In due time. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. And like, you know, I make sure I stay prayed up. That's why it's funny. That's why I think it's cool. Like with my music now, I feel like me, you know, going through these hard times, it's like really testing my faith in me. It's really bringing me closer to God, and I really do appreciate that. That's what I really appreciate the most about this whole process of becoming an entrepreneur. I think the route
Yeah.
that I'm taking is a lot different because, you know, I'm trying to practice patience as much as possible and going after one particular thing that may take time to get. But me doing this is strengthening my faith in God, and just me, it makes me rely upon God a lot more, and upon my family and my friends a lot more, and appreciating them a lot more. And so that's why, you know, it's beautiful. This entrepreneurship is just beautiful because it really tests you and really bring out the best in you, for sure. At least for me, that's the task in life that brings out the best in me. And everybody has a task in life, or something that in their life, an obstacle in their life that will bring out the best in you. And so you should always seek those things, because you will be very proud of yourself after you know, when you see yourself developing, becoming stronger each and every day. And and once you kind of see like the before and after who you was, or yeah, who you was and who you are at this very moment, you're gonna be so proud of yourself. And you know, that increases your self-belief, essentially.
Most definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. And you know, the will, we're made in the image of God, of the creator.
absolutely.
And will, we get that from our Heavenly Father, the will, and we actually have a free will. That's where He's blessed us, and it makes us like God. Well, we have a free will to either fold or push forward. We
Hmm.
have that choice. God doesn't say your will is gonna be this way, you know, and that's why when I pray, I'm like, God, your will through my will.
Hmm.
I don't want to be off on no good island
Mm-mm.
or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I don't want to be off somewhere, you know, where it's not His will for me to do, or He's not involved in that whatsoever. So, you know, that's why I pray that, and that's how we're like Him, our
Mm,
will.
mm.
So that's like with our mind, that how we think, our perception and all that is such a powerful you know, part of us, of who we are, and we got to learn to use that in the right way. Our will and our mindset, how we perceive things and how we look at things in a positive light, and that it's not going to always be that way, you know. I I have my doubts, you know, like LeBron said. And just the other day, I was like, man, well, I'm tired of being positive about this and all that. You know, you have your breakdowns at times, but you get back up and you keep going forward. I'm still here. That happened the other day,
Mhm.
and I'm feeling great. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm back to my purpose and all that. So, you know,
Mm.
let's use the tools and study and find out what tools God has left us that we actually have, and how we can use it to benefit us, our mind, our mindset, how we speak, our will, our self-belief, all of these important things that are more important than money, that are more important than a Ferrari,
Mm-hmm.
that are more
Mm-hmm.
important than the hugest house. Where who wants to be in a huge house all by themselves with nobody in there with them, no loved ones, no friends or whatever, So, you know, look within,
Mm-hmm.
get right within, and everything else, keep God first, and everything else it'll play out how it
Mm-hmm.
should.
And I gotta ask you, like, how powerful do you feel like overcoming that moment of self doubt and like you saying like, nah, I'm gonna dust myself off. Let's
Yeah.
go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you feel powerful, like, because it's just a powerful feeling, like you like, man, okay, I can will myself I can will my way through it.
Yeah.
Um,
Felt amazing, man. And that was like, it only took me, I might even shed a tear, with the whole, with that, and, the grandma thing and all that. So, but like, 5 minutes after all of that, I was good. I was, I was back standing tall, strengthened, and it needed to happen. It,
absolutely.
because I, had my one-on-one with God in that situation and came out feeling like the weight had been lifted off my shoulders, whatever I let pile up on,
Mm-hmm.
because he takes it. I usually, the best thing to do is to give it to him. What's going to be is going to be. That's what I do. But
Absolutely.
sometimes, you just let it pile up. And then when you can't carry it no more, I go before him and, let him take it. And then I'm back good.
True. I actually did that last night. Had like a little moment where things are a bit stressful. Went
Yeah.
outside, and I just do this thing where I just go outside and look up to the moon. I had like a theory that the moon, the sun, are portals through God. It's like a theory. It's like I don't know, cause like it's like you see like the old Egyptian like paintings of like them looking toward the sun and everything. I'm like, well, what like they were praying through the sun to God. Oh, anyway, so theory, but no, I just went to the sun, went to the moon last night, and just had my prayer, like, thank God for everything, saying just keep me in alignment with your will as much as possible. Keep me on the path of righteousness. I just want to do righteous. I don't want to do any type of wickedness at all, just righteousness and just being in alignment with your will as much as possible. Thank you, God, for everything. I appreciate the love and support. Amen. And that type of thing. Keep it
Yeah.
very simple. I do want to do one quick callback and what you stated earlier about like not folding. You use that phrase "not folding." I just want to bring up the prolific Nipsey Hussle. He said this in an interview that, hey man, the game is going to test you, and never fold. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, it's a never fold under pressure, never
Yeah.
fold. So that's like one thing that I keep in my mind at all time: never fold. It's going to test you. It's supposed to test you. That's the obstacle. It's designed like that. And so the thing that you need to do is never fold. Will your way through it. So
Most
that's all I
definitely.
have to say about that.
Most
So yeah.
definitely.
Anything else you want to add to the topic before we
Uh,
bounce?
Nah, I think we hit him up, y'all. Just keep like we were talking about, man, willing your way through. Believe in yourself, believe in God or the higher power, and why I say that is because it's it's empowering. Some may think that it's like atheists or whatever may think that it's not, but it's empowering knowing that there's something bigger than you out there, that there's a
Mm-hmm.
bigger plan than you and what's just going on in your life. There's people that that never knew their grandparents. There's people that that have it worse than what we have. We got to be appreciative of what we have and be thankful, and really recognize what we have, because it's always like, what is your perception? What are you focused on? Are you focused on what you don't have? Are you focused on what you have?
Mm-hmm.
What you could have, where you're going. Where's your focus at? And just let's do it, y'all. Let's get together. It's not an easy journey that we're on, but we are growing and getting better each day. That's why we're here. That's the goal. And you guys just push through, man. Will through it. Fight through the quit, for sure.
Absolutely, man. 100% agree with you on that. I have nothing else to add. You killed it. I think you did a great wrap up. Thank you, man. Um, So with that said, Cass, go ahead and give out your socials.
Yeah. CAS_THRIVE on Instagram, also the Boxing Bell, and also on Facebook as well, guys.
For me, SeanBreeze.com, BreezeLikeMedia.com, and TheCreativeMasterminds.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, check us out on those platforms. Sean Breeze on Instagram, OG Sean Breeze on Facebook and Twitter. I'm I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this Instagram thing because it's kind of weird. It's like I really don't care for Instagram, but I know it's a tool that you will want to utilize in order to get your product out there. So it's like I'm still trying to figure out like how like what's Instagram to me essentially. And so I think for some reason I just care too much about it. But anyway, but you will see more content from me on Instagram for sure. I say all that to say that. And so so be on the lookout on Instagram and also on Facebook. Also make sure you guys like our fan page on Facebook, the Creative Masterminds, so you can get the update whenever you get a new video and also just hear from us and everything. So. But with that said, this has been the Creative Masterminds podcast, Fire Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. We're out. Peace.